One of the things that, first of all, our youth are coming up as a generation that are not that lack guidance and instruction. They lack support. The community itself and society itself has made this decision that well, to invest in human services is a bad investment. What agencies are trying to do is in a very surrogate way to try to not become family members or surrogate fathers to the fatherless, but we're saying, hey, here's a group that's concerned with your well-being, and we need to fill in the gaps of the stuff that you're missing.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're missing a relationship with the father, so we established mentoring programs, and mentoring programs have been very effective. When we talk about our youth, it requires an investment. Time is the critical piece. Because most people in society don't have time for our youth, don't have time or the patience to deal with their issues. And many of our youth now, as been reflected in the classroom, we know that many of our youth are just riddled with issues, right? And they're unresolved issues, and they don't know how to resolve them. So young people are really ready to do something different.
Yeah.
Right? Family is probably the most critical piece, but they are also the most challenging of all our problems to reach across, to reach inside someone's home, to get them to do what is right for the well-being of their families. The misunderstanding about gangs is that every time there's a shooting, there's somehow gang related, and that's not always necessarily so. But most of the gangs that what the city of Buffalo refers to gangs are neighborhoods, right? They're neighborhood brothers and sisters that are part of each other. They share a common interest in the protection of their neighborhoods, and unfortunately they have beefs with other neighborhoods. All right, and because they are part of that process, then they're subject to be victims, right, of shooting, and they're subject to be victims of gang activity, or what we call in gang activity. There are a couple groups and a couple agencies and a couple committees that are really simultaneously working on a better Buffalo. And what Open is bringing to the table is that they're developing a strategic plan to be able to do that in a very sophisticated way. I said, like, the problems that we have in Buffalo are very systemic. So there are several different areas that need to be worked on simultaneously. It is no good to work on the housing problem and we still have problems with crime. No good to work on just crime alone and not develop a relationship with law enforcement, right, in terms of their community respect and regard for the community. So it's no good to kind of clean that up and then you're not handling the schools, right? The things that are going on in schools. So it's a systemic problem that it's going to take a collective of everybody that represents those particular entities coming together and saying, now how can we do a large-scale strategic plan, right, to begin to cut some of this stuff off at its root.